Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, That Real Texas Team Podcast, episode 45. My name is Curtis Brown. I'm the host of the channel. With me, as always, my resident co-hosts, Mike. You can check him out at Mass3 Productions on YouTube. Go ahead, head over there, like and subscribe. Down here at the bottom, we've got Chris, aka Pac-Man Freestyle, aka Slim Chickens, and you can check him out and like and subscribe over there at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. While you're at it, go ahead, hit the notification bell, and then come over here to this channel, like and subscribe, notification bell. We're at 229 at the time of this recording. Like to see that growth keep happening, making some headway on catching up to the third and teal guys over there. I don't know how the Jaguars fans are, so downtrodden yet very supportive of their content creators. But, hey, come on, Texans fans, where you at?
Get them. Let's get them.
We've got an interesting show this evening. So obviously we all know that Stephon Diggs tore his ACL and he is done for the year. I don't understand why he's still listed on the injury report.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know why he's there. But with no Diggs, no Collins, we traveled to the Jets in a Week 9 Thursday night primetime game, which is starting a 3-game stretch of nothing but primetime appearances. So we have this game. We play the Lions next week on Sunday Night Football. And then we play Monday Night Football against... Play Monday night against Dallas, in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. On the 18th. I know that.
Bro, did that tell you how bad this season has been? I forgot about that game.
Yeah. And that's,
Cowgirls.
I keep seeing videos of Texans fans that, saying that the team they hate the most is the Cowboys. And I get it. They're you're a younger franchise in a state that's got inarguably the most popular franchise in all of modern sports. Yeah, that's a natural enemy right there. I don't know why they don't have like rivalry games like in college in the NFL, but they need to make that happen. But let's maintain our focus here on the 2-6 Jets. This is a team with a lot of depth, not just on defense, but on offense. Their wide receiver room is pretty damn stacked with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams and Alan Lazard's hurt, but I mean, that's a pretty damn solid top 4 right there. Now, you could say maybe Devontae's lost a step or whatever, but still a wide receiver threat as big as they come. Injury-wise, we've got Azeez Al-Shaair as a limited participant for the first time in 2 weeks. Kalen Bullock coming back from his shoulder injury, limited participant. Jarrett Patterson and Dameon Pierce did not participate for 2 straight days now. Patterson's probably not going to play. He's got a concussion. Damien's got a groin injury. And then Jimmy Ward, a limited participant. For the Jets, some big names that they're missing. I already said Alan Lazard. CJ Mosley has not participated. Both starting safeties, Tony Adams and Ashton Davis, have not participated so far this week in practice. There's a good chance that while we are not playing all of the marquee starters for the Jets, this team is still going to give us enough of a fit to where this game is ridiculously close. And you can kind of tell that by the spread and the over-under. The spread is favoring the Jets by 2, and the over-under is 42.5, which is not crazy by any stretch of the imagination. But coming into this game with Stephon Diggs out, no Nico Collins, the wide receiver room is looking thin. So, gentlemen, I want to ask you this. Do we need to make a move? Are we comfortable with what's in our room right now? If we don't need to make a move, who are you envisioning stepping up?
So I'll go ahead and start. So me personally, For one, I think for one, so Tank's gonna be our number one. I think he's gonna. I felt like he stepped up when Stephon went out, and I also believe that Xavier Hutchinson's gonna step up because I feel like although he's not as good as Nico, that he could possibly like obviously not all the time, but have that Nico impact. I've seen it on occasions, mind you. Of course, Nico does it multiple times a game with these crazy catches, but I saw Xavier Hutch. I've seen him do it multiple times. He's come up and he's a big guy. He's not a little guy, and I've seen him make some very. I saw him make a catch against the Colts that I thought he didn't catch until they showed the replay.
Yeah.
So I think that he's gonna have a big impact. I want to say that Mechie's gonna have. I know Mechie had a big 26-yard catch.
Yeah.
He had a big one. No, he had that one. I want to believe in Mechie. I really like Mechie, but I'm also not going to make excuses for him. You know, like it's next man up. I believe that X-Man's gonna show up because you know, and I just I have to come back to you on Mitch until I understand. Robert Woods is gonna have his veteran presence. I think Robert Woods, which is why I don't think we need help in the wide receiver room. We have that veteran leadership there. To be honest, Robert Woods might end up being our number two. Like as bad as it sounds, like he might end up being our number two for that game. Although I think it should be Hutch. But you know, I think just with that veteran leadership that he'll be our number two, Tank will be the number one. And I don't know. We'll just have to see where it goes. I don't know. That's really where all I'm at because if you know, if we're just talking about receivers. There's a lot of other issues that receivers, can't solve those issues.
It's true. It's true. Mike?
For me personally, this is my wheelhouse. This is what I love. This is where my passion for football is with these receivers. I agree with Chris. Let's don't bring somebody in to play second fiddle to Nico, regardless of whoever it is going to play second fiddle to Nico. I said this before, and even if we'd have brought in Devontae Adams, he would have been number two to Nico. So if he's going to be number two to Nico, how about we trust the guys that are already number 2, 3, 4, 5 to Nico? I actually believe, I don't know if it's going to be Robert Woods, but I honestly believe it's going to be Xavier Hutchinson that's finna give us his Noah Brown game. Y'all remember last year when Noah Brown went off?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is finna be his Noah Brown game. The thing is, like Chris was saying, Xavier Hutchinson has all the tools. He's actually showed with the one thing that I was questioning a little bit, was his hands. He's been showing these last few weeks, I got hands, bro. I can run. I can block. I can do everything that they would ask for me to do as a receiver on the Houston Texans. Only thing I need is to let me run more routes. I actually think that might even be the issue with Mechie. They lost so much faith in Mechie that they don't let him run routes anymore. Sitting in the stands, I know when I see Mechie and Hutchinson go in the game, it's a run play.
Yeah.
Those are our two best run blockers. I know it's a run play. But at this point, we're going to have to see these guys catch a ball. That pass that you were talking about with Mechie, that 26-yard reception, do you know that's the best reception of his career?
I heard them say that on the broadcast.
Yeah, that's the best reception of his career. If anybody would have told you Mechie coming from Alabama, his best reception of his career 3 years into his career was going to be a 26-yard reception, what would you have said?
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, would not have believed that one.
Yeah. And
anybody that saw him in college.
Yeah.
And anybody that saw him in college, he was great. But that's the same thing I say about Xavier Hutchinson. I watched Xavier Hutchinson in college. He was, a blue chip prospect. And he's a guy in college who put up the numbers as the guy that was a blue chip prospect.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
people forget he was an All-American.
Yep.
For me, it has to be Hutch and Metch that step the hell up. We
Yes,
know
sir.
we're going to get out of Tank Dell. We know that people are going to focus on him. If they're smart, it's going to be Sauce and Tank Dell. And
All
if
that.
he's smart, he's going to be moving Tank all over the field. And I do think Robert Woods is going to be wide receiver 2 in this game. However, I think that there will be a healthy mixture of Hutch and Mechie in this game. We might even see a little bit of Steven Sims on some like screen pass kind of game.
Oh man, why are you making my stomach hurt?
Well, look, I mean, when you think
And he
about
ain't still hurt.
he's been playing, I don't trust him to set up a long ball.
No.
Shoot, he can barely catch the punt sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. So, closer to him, it's a screen. He might be all right. But
You know what?
do you guys remember that catch that Mechie had against the Browns in the playoffs?
Yep.
Actually, yes, I was there. That was actually a very good catch.
Yeah.
He had one and Hutch had one too.
Yeah. There was a stretch last season when Tank was hurt and Nico was pretty much the only weapon where Mechie would catch like one pass a game and it would be like a really crucial pass.
Yep.
Set up a scoring drive of some sort. I expect Mechie to be significantly more involved. I think they liked what they saw last week when he did come in and get some action. But if they were to get somebody via trade, via free agency, I don't think they have to look further than the Jets. There's somebody on the Jets that is looking for a rehome. His name is Mike Williams.
Yes, sir.
Mike Williams is a bigger bodied guy, and he's got that top end speed. He's not necessarily the youngest guy, but he's not super old yet. So I think he would be a good move that we could probably hold on to him for this year and maybe next year. And when Stephon probably, goes on somewhere in free agency, we could still have Mike Williams under contract. I don't know what it would take, but with some of the moves for some of the more marquee names at wide receiver so far, I could see us sending like a fifth.
I would say a sixth.
Conditional fifth.
Y'all are better than me. I say a 7th.
I mean, you
Is that
could.
just-
I agree.
You could.
I saw a 5th go for Deontay Johnson today.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was a 6th.
It's a conditional.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Fifth.
Depending on what they do, yeah,
And the thing is, Mike Williams is the 4th receiver on that team right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be there. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want him there.
Oh yeah,
and I think Aaron Rodgers is running that team right now.
Yep. He's wearing all of the hats.
Yeah, all the way into the ground.
Yep.
Another
group that I think will have to step the fuck up with the absence of Nico and Stephon Diggs is the tight end room. Dalton Schultz had his best game of the season last week.
Oh my God. Hold on. Before you continue, it was National Tight End Day.
It was.
You can't forget that. It was National Tight End Day.
Yep. Yep.
So you don't want to hold your breath.
But between Schultz and Stover, I need production. I don't expect TQ to do anything but come in and block. But I need production out of Schultz, and I need some out of Stover. You got to take pressure off of the guys on the outside and in the slot, and you've got to draw attention towards the middle of the field. You do that, you're going to have your safeties biting on the tight ends, and then deep shots are a little bit more open.
Backup safeties at that.
Do what?
We're looking at backup safeties.
Yeah,
at that.
Exactly. So The other group that I think this entire game hinges on their production and their play is the offensive line, which the last 2 weeks has set the bar higher and higher for shitty play as a group. Against the
Well, you
Packers,
think it can't get any worse?
you wouldn't think so, but it just, God bless. Against the Packers, it was a 49% pressure rate, and against the Colts, it was 57.5% pressure rate. That is ridiculous. Now, the Colts usually don't even send more than 4 people. They did send some blitzes. They did a lot of stunts and really tried to make Kenyon Green, hate his life, and they succeeded until Jared Patterson got a concussion. But this offensive line needs to step way the fuck up. The fact that CJ Stroud is, getting up limping and walking off gingerly, it makes me nervous. Not that I don't think Davis Mills is capable of doing, mediocre things, but against this Jets team, we're going to need more than mediocre. We're going to need CJ Stroud to come out and have a phenomenal day. The Jets just got beat by Drake May and Jacoby Brissett of the Patriots.
And really just Jacoby Brissett, because they were down until Drake May got hurt, and they had Jacoby Brissett looking like not Jacoby Brissett. We'll just say it like that.
But even with that being said, Drake May kept it as a close game.
That is true.
It was close.
No.
Yeah.
And we've
But
seen
the Jets
we've
defense,
seen what Drake May is.
The Jets, so like, okay, so we're also not facing the same Jets team that we faced last year.
No.
Now we were speaking about this when we were pre-gaming about getting the brakes beat off us, because the game I watched, I agree with Mike that what he said, we got the brakes beat off of us. I know it might not have been to the fourth quarter, but we got the brakes beat off of us. And
it was similar to that Minnesota game.
Yeah.
It really was
similar to that. Their defense is not playing that way, especially with Saleh being gone. Not saying they might just all of a sudden be great against us, because it's any given Sunday, in this case Thursday. But their heads are not in it. Sauce, like literally, Sauce is looking human right now with the way everything is going, and it's a lot of things going on. I feel, man, I feel really bad for any Jets player that was there before Aaron Rodgers came back. Like any Jets, I like it's sad to say that because we're playing them this week, but I really feel bad for them. Like regardless of what happens on Thursday, I feel really bad for that team, just for the simple fact, like they're not playing good football.
No,
like
but
just
that's a you thing. Y'all aren't playing good football. As much as they might want to, you can't blame that all on the coach. At some point, y'all motherfuckers is getting a paycheck, gotta have some heart.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, you know what? I'm tired of getting my ass kicked. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm an NFL player just like the guy across from me. With them, you brought it up. Since Robert Saleh was fired, that defense went from a top 3 to 5 wherever defense. They fell out of the top 10. And that's only because their numbers were that goddamn good before. Robert Saleh was the defensive play caller. The guy that's running the defense now couldn't stop Jacoby Brissett.
True.
And I think actually he was calling the defense. I don't think Saleh was actually calling the defense. I think he whatever the guy's name is, I think he was actually calling the defense, but he's actually, with him having to do head coaching duties, and this man's never been a head coach ever in his life.
Robert Saleh had on a headset.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep.
He didn't have on a headset just because it looks good on TV. He's not Deion.
Yeah, true.
Deion wears a headset and doesn't use it, but it's gold. It's nice.
I'm looking at the Jets played games right now. Week 1, they lost to the 49ers 32-19. They beat the
Understand.
Titans 24-17. They
Yeah.
beat the Patriots 24-3. They lost to the Broncos 10-9. They lost to the Vikings 23-17. They lost to the Bills 23-20. They lost to the Steelers 37-15. And then last week they lost to the Patriots 25-22. Their defense is still playing good football. There are teams that are able to get things over on them and really kind of separate themselves. But it's usually, I think that Steelers game was a lot more Aaron Rodgers making mistakes,
3
if I
interceptions.
remember that
I mean,
correctly.
he's been doing that all season though. And
That's what I'm
but
saying.
what I feel like all we have to as bad as it sounds, and it came out of his mouth, all we got to do is score 30. It sounds bad to say it like that, but all we got to do is score 30.
Yeah.
That's literally Aaron Rodgers. Let me rephrase. We got to score 31.
Well,
Just
no,
to
to
be
be completely
safe.
honest, bro, you know how hard it is to score 31?
Dude.
I know. I'm
The
just.
Texans haven't
I was
done it
just
for one game.
You want to know how hard it is to score 31 points? The Titans have done it 2 times in the span of 1,005 days.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's
Both
3 years, bro. That's 3
Dude.
years.
2.5, basically. But yeah, it's insane. So that was the end of the 2022 season. They played the Dolphins and beat them 31 to something. And then, the Titans beat the Dolphins earlier this year 31 to like 12.
You got to be like safeties and shit and beat missing field goal. Yeah, that's a now that I'm thinking about it. And I was just saying 31 just because Aaron Rodgers is like, we got to score 30. And
No,
because
he's
he
not.
gets in a press conference, just talks.
I think Aaron Rodgers has no faith in his defense. I think that's why he's saying they got to score 30, because
And
most
his
of the games
defense
that
has
they
no
lost,
faith in him.
that's also true. I mean, it's not like Aaron Rodgers has been putting the team on his back. Tyron Smith came over from
At
the
all.
Cowboys at left tackle and has actually been playing, and he's been pretty good. Their offensive line has not been the problem that everybody thought it was. The running game's doing well. It's Aaron Rodgers doing old man things, and then the defense choking late in the game.
Oh,
What
well.
we don't want to do, what we do not want to see happen, is we don't want to go into the Jets Stadium and be the first block laid down on a new momentum train for them.
Fuck that.
We've got
Yep.
to this team needs to be 2-7 at the end of this game.
Oh, I agree.
Has to happen.
Well, one of the things we've got to do, one is the Jets defense is good against the run.
Yes.
So it means, guys, we cannot lean on Joe Mixon to carry us. But the good thing I love about this, CJ Stroud is a guy that plays his best when the lights are on. Thursday night, the lights are going to be on. Nobody else is playing. It's just you, and do what you do. I feel it might be time. You might see a little bit of Georgia Stroud again. Georgia Stroud have beat 98% of the teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's how good that guy is. Not can be, is. And if nothing else, I honestly believe Tank Dell and CJ had to come to Jesus meetings like, hey, bro, I thought we were boys. Trust me again. Just put the ball up there, because that's what it was with CJ and Tank last year. A lot of those passes were like the ones we saw Nico get. It doesn't look like anybody's open. It looks like a busted play. He yanks it down the field. You see Tank Dell 10 yards behind everybody.
Yep.
Trust it. Have faith.
We already know he's faster than everybody.
So I'm looking at that Steelers game just because I wanted to make sure I wasn't, talking out the side of my neck. Aaron Rodgers has 2 interceptions in that game.
Mm-hmm.
They had 15 carries and 54 total yards.
Well, when you stop running the ball, that's what happens.
Brees
That's
Hall
fine.
was their leading receiver with 6 receptions for 103 yards.
Ooh, that's why you stop running it, because shit, you're throwing it to your running back.
Yep. Meanwhile, the Steelers, now I don't know how we feel about their offensive line, but the Steelers, Russell Wilson, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 109 passer rating. Najee Harris, 21 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Damn, it
They
actually
do.
sounds like it.
Sounds
A
like
lot of
I
mistakes
still
being made.
think they could have beat him with Justin Fields.
well, fair, but they're not a completely impervious team. Joe Mixon could get going, and that would take a lot of pressure for sure off of the wide receiver room. And we're going to need that offensive line to make as many fucking holes as possible for Joe Mixon. And God, keep CJ Stroud vertical. I don't want to. The only time that man needs to be horizontal is when he's getting laid or when he's sleeping. That's it. That's it.
Facts.
I don't want him blowing a hammy in doggy style. It's just not a thing that I want to see happening or hear about happening. I don't want to see it at all, but I don't want to hear about it.
You know what I
Um,
No cramps. No cramps.
what happened?
Yep.
Amber Rose
Yep.
got Amber Rose.
Oh no, Lee. No. No. You say that name again, she's gonna show up. Don't do it.
She's just
And
gonna.
it's crazy.
pop
I
up.
just saw her somewhere, but I don't know.
See? See?
But not anywhere near CJ.
Thank God. That's actually probably a literal. That was probably actual God making sure that happened.
God dang. My bad, y'all. I'm looking at this Yankees score. They just went off like in the 8th and 9th inning and beat the brakes off the Dodgers. My bad.
No,
I was just curious.
Sales tickets.
So look, let's get down to brass tacks here, boys. Give me a surefire way to win for the Texans. Something that has to happen, needs to happen for this win to happen.
Well, I got this one.
The trenches. In the trenches. That's all I got to say. In the trenches is go the offensive line and the defensive line. That's where we go win it. I don't care.
Let me ask y'all guys a question. Who's Aaron Rodgers' backup?
Huh?
Who's Aaron Rodgers' backup?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Bro. For all I know, it could be Mike White. Who knows?
Hold on.
Question.
Tyrod Taylor.
Don't you want to see Tyrod play some football? You know how you see you know how you see Tyrod play some football? You hit Aaron Rodgers' old ass.
Yeah.
Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson have been hitting the shit out of quarterbacks for the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
And those guys could get away from them.
Bro, oh my God. Like AR.
I think Fotokasi can run down Aaron Rodgers from behind.
Oh, hell yeah. Fucking father time out here.
No, I agree. No, because Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers of old. And number two, so you know who I think we might have a big game out of while we're talking defense? The Nico Autry. I thought he looked. I thought he did very well against the Colts. He did have a block. He did have a block pass that Anthony Richardson was smart enough to, knock down instead of catching because he was gonna get slaughtered. And the thing about it is, see, when they hit Aaron Rodgers, it's not gonna be like hitting Anthony Richardson, who for some reason it seems like you're all over him. You have 3 people on him, and he just drags them and just runs away. It's not Aaron Rodgers; he's 40.
Yeah,
you just blow on him, he'll fall over.
Anthony Richardson is bigger than Cam Newton.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that dude's humongous.
Yeah. So he's huge. Aaron Rodgers isn't a little bitty guy, but this is a dude that has a hamstring injury. Hey. Some of us can still run a little bit at 40, but this man has a hamstring issue and an ankle issue on the same leg. He's not getting away from what they're about to bring.
Yep. Now that actually makes me think about I wonder if it's the same leg that the Achilles was on.
And it
I wonder if
is.
he's running and walking to like overcompensate for it, and that's what's causing all the extra stress. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson were to like meet at Aaron Rodgers in the backfield, you're just gonna
Oh, he's
see a
not getting
cloud
up.
of dust in between them. It's like a
Yep.
big, and that's just his bones turning into powder.
And like you said, Danigo Autry, from watching him, he's not out of shape. It looks like it's just part of him that's football rusty. Yes, he can outrun most of the guys on the field. He's stronger than most of the guys, but he hasn't actually played football in a month and a half. Actually, it was probably longer than that. 'Cause when they suspended him, it was technically still preseason. So it's probably been 2 months since he actively played
Did
football.
he even play preseason? Well, I guess he did. Because
He played the first game.
oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was allowed to do practice stuff throughout preseason, and then once the season started, he wasn't allowed at the facilities. So,
Which makes
you know,
sense.
maybe they sent him home and were like, "All right, here's the regimen. You're gonna do this and this and
Nah.
this."
Now he's a professional football player, and from the fact that he didn't come back overweight, he was able to pass the run fitness test when he came back. No, they sent him home and they said, "Hey, you know their trainer that you were working with all summer to get yourself ready? Call him back.
Yeah.
Have him keep you ready.
Yep.
Because when it comes time to football, the training wheels are going to be off. We're not going to bring you back like you're coming back from an injury. We're going to bring you by slowly. No." And this was before they found out somebody was going to be suspended.
Yeah.
They probably told him, "Hey, when you come back, we need you 100% ready to play football."
Yes.
Which reminds me, how long is what's called suspended?
It was 4 games.
Mario Edwards. It was
Just
2
4
games.
just 4 games?
No, it was 2
I thought it was
games.
4.
No, it was 4. It was 4. It was
Somebody
definitely
got 2 games. I don't know who the hell it was.
Oh no, you don't get 2 games for PEDs.
Oh well, no, he was doing that cocaine.
Oh no. They actually came back and said it wasn't coke.
Oh wait! Oh man, I didn't. I kind of got lost in the sauce. I kind of forgot about him. I just when you said it just now. Okay.
They came back and said he was PEDs. Yeah,
he can come back after the Lions game.
Okay, well that's fine.
Which
I mean,
I would have loved to have had him back for the Lions game because that's going to be a problem. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. I don't even want. We won't think about that right now. We'll get to that when we get to it.
They got linemen out there fucking throwing passes, so we got to.
We don't even want to think about that right now. Right now, we gonna worry about the Jets. And just when we get there, we're just gonna hope they have a bad day. That's all we can do.
No, we make them have a bad day.
That's the only way. Are we playing? Oh, and we're playing them here at home. So that's shit. We both play in domes, so I guess it wouldn't be a difference.
Are we playing Detroit at home?
Yeah,
we're playing Detroit at home.
Oh fuck! I got another night game to go to.
Oh yeah,
that's not the last one for the year. I mean, we've got. Well, I guess it's not a night game; it's an afternoon game. The Baltimore game.
Yeah, midday Christmas.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs game is on a Saturday. So
we got a lot of primetime games.
We do. I blame TJ.
Which I am not mad about.
No.
But anyway, back like I say, we were talking about like where the game, especially I think against like Aaron Rodgers. I think in the trenches because we're gonna have Aziz back. I'm assuming that we're going to have Jimmy Ward back. He's still questionable for Thursday, but I'm assuming that we're going to have him back. I'm not really worried about the secondary.
Do we want Jimmy Ward back?
I mean, probably not. Honestly,
I mean, you want to say you say that, but we don't know what Eric Murray we're going to get from week to week.
Oh no! But that's the thing. If Jimmy Ward's back, it's crazy. But Eric Murray may not be the guy that ends up being taken off the field. It might be Kalen Bullock.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be good. especially because my ways to win for this is the secondary steps all the way up.
All the way.
All the way up. Derek Stingley has his best game as a pro, making Sauce look like the second pick in the corner draft that year. And then, I think Kamari Lassiter's got to have his best game as a pro.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, he's either got Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Because neither one of those guys play in the slot.
No.
So Garrett Wilson is the receiver. I'm not worried about Devontae Adams. I'm more worried about Garrett Wilson because they're going to be focused on Devontae Adams. Just because we know he's going to be the number one.
And I would tell you a secret from playing receiver. Veteran receivers kill young cornerbacks.
Yeah.
They kill young cornerbacks.
Yeah.
That's their Achilles heel. Because the young cornerback, he's still fast, he's still strong, he's still this. But what he doesn't know is the routes that a veteran wide receiver has. And being the fact that Devontae's playing with his boy, Aaron Rodgers. You know them two assholes got their own plays, right?
Oh, yeah.
They got their own hand signals. If you watch them, there'll be times Aaron sit up there tugging on his face mask, tapping on the side of his head, and you see Garrett Wilson. What the fuck is he doing? And Devontae said, "Hey, just go."
Yeah.
And that's my only worry. I honestly believe if it's Garrett Wilson versus Kamari Lassiter, Kamari can hold it. He can hold his own. I ain't gonna say he's gonna completely shut him down, but he can hold his own. It's Devontae Adams on Kamari Lassiter that makes me nervous as hell.
Well, look, last week, again against the Colts, obviously Anthony Richardson's not necessarily going to dot anybody up, but he was on Michael Pittman for what felt like
he did very. What did Michael Pittman have? One catch the whole game?
Yeah. Well, there's only 10 completions, so I mean, like, but
aren't three of them to Jonathan?
Josh Downs. Four of them were to Josh Downs, and then
the running back.
A couple of them were.
He had like 3 screen passes.
Yeah, and then but come on now, Josh Downs was just making incredible catches though. That some of those he was bailing Anthony Richardson out. They were just incredible catches, especially that one that obviously wasn't a touchdown, but it was really close. It was an incredible catch.
It's one of those things. It's Michael Pittman's not Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams.
No,
it's a whole different cat.
I don't know, but he seemed to look like that when he plays against us, except for Sunday.
To me, Michael Pittman and Garrett Wilson, while they're definitely not the same players, they don't have the same style, they don't run the routes the same way. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the experience level. They're both, I think Garrett Wilson might be a year younger, but the experience level for both of those guys is right there on par. Yeah. And I think what you were talking about earlier of how, the veteran wide receiver has a leg up because, he can make any route look the same and just really mess with a young corner's mind. Maybe you have Stingley travel and cover Devontae Adams all game. But I am very, very confident in our secondary right now. Kalen Bullock's playing damn well. Outside of that one blown coverage where, he left Josh Downs alone for 20 yards.
And guys,
they ran into each other.
Yep, that's what I'm about to say. I went back.
Yeah, they ran into each other because Petrie.
It was another. It was a pick route. It was another pick route. That's how he got the goddamn open.
Yeah, and I think Petrie and it was Petrie and Bullock. They ran into each other. It wasn't even like the receivers. It was like they actually ran. It was teammates running into each other. Because whenever when we saw I know you saw it live, Mike. So you saw the pick route. I'm sure we didn't see the pick route. All we saw was that Josh Allen was like super wide. I'm like, because I was looking at it, I was like, oh my god, like why is he so wide open? I was freaking out. He was so wide open, and then they showed it like Petrie and Kalen Bullock like ran into each other. That was, and I don't even think they did it like that on purpose to be a pick route. It just happened to work out that way for them because they ran into each other. Oh, it was crazy though.
That's fair, but realistically, we got a pretty young secondary. We've got some veterans in some places, but the secondary's holding its own, and it's not like we're really just allowing any quarterback to come in and carve us up. I feel confident about our defense. This might be a game where the defense carries us to a victory.
Yeah. What I've been thinking.
Again, okay, I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I to be honest, I think the defense and Joe Mixon have been carrying us to a victory for the last couple of weeks, except for Green Bay, obviously. Even though we should have won that game, but I digress. But
I'll take a loss like that. I'm not happy with it, but I'll take that one over the Minnesota game.
Yeah, that was awful.
Oh, yeah, awful.
All right. Well, look, let's get into the score predictions then, gentlemen. Who wants to go first? Again, the spread is Jets by 2, over under 42.5.
27-13.
I have not thought about this.
27-13, says Mike.
And I'm going Texans. 27-13. Only because if Aaron Rodgers is throwing picks against teams that he does not need, shouldn't be, I believe Kalen Bullock is a ball hawk, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a damn about testing anybody. Stingley's due. He's due for interception. We ain't seen it in weeks. 2 picks. No house calls on those picks. And that's if. If it was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. If Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter don't kill this guy.
Yeah.
Because we know Aaron Rodgers wants to go golf. We know that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was like ridiculously close to becoming a vice presidential candidate.
Oh, God.
Do you guys remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
RFK's gravelly voiced ass just being like, I said Aaron Rodgers. We could have had Vice President Aaron Rodgers. Do you think?
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. For me, I'm going to go.
We're not going to do that. We're not doing.
I'm going to go 35-14 because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw a pick 6. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw a pick 6. I think he's going to throw a pick 6.
I'm not the high one this week. I'm not the high one.
Oh no, I was picking 30 anyway because but I'm going 35, going 30. What I say, 35-14. Aaron Rodgers is gonna throw a pick 6. We go see Tyrod Taylor. I almost said Jacoby Brissett because they're basically the same player to me.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Damn, that ain't even disrespectful to either one of them. It might be a compliment to both.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna go with a score here that kind of bucks the Thursday night game trend as of late. And a couple years ago, it seemed like every Thursday night game was just
was trash.
And now this year, all the Thursday night games, for the most part, have been really, really competitive, fun to watch, whatever. 17-9 Houston.
Well, that's very under.
Yeah.
Our fantasy team won't like that shit, but okay.
Yeah. Now the fantasy owners are not going to like this, but it's definitely one of those games where I think we have a distinct advantage on defense. I think the Jets' best part of their whole team is the defense. With who we're trotting out there at wide receiver, with Kenyon Green presumably starting at left guard.
Man, why'd you have to bring that up again? I'd actually forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
With all that, I feel like the elements are all there for a very defensive game. I could see a pick six and a CJ Stroud touchdown to pick a name to just literally anybody.
Tegan with Ariana.
Hey, that'd be sick. I'll take it.
I would too.
And then Kaimi hits one from like 50. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. All right. Well, look, do you guys have any other comments about this game?
Just win. Just win, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
Wrong franchise, but I'll take it.
No.
Yeah, it's
the
one of
only
those.
thing,
Any
the only
given
thing I like
Sunday.
from the Raiders. It's the only thing I like from the Raiders.
Did you
Just
say,
win.
Chris?
No, I was just agreeing. Like, just win. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't have much to say about them. And like I say, I think if our defensive line gets to Aaron Rodgers, I'm not really. Although I said 35, a lot of it's because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to turn the ball over, especially a pick six. I think it. I agree with Mike. It's gonna fall a lot on our defense. And I think the Jets defense is just not playing that well. I
No.
mean,
Definitely not of late.
I don't want Breece Hall to kill us. I
they
really
got
don't.
Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. They have two really good running backs.
Yeah.
And
Braylon Allen's going to be great in a couple years.
I
Breece
was
is
confused
good now.
when they drafted him.
Mhm.
Like, I get it. You want a two-headed monster, but like Breece Hall is damn fine. Like, what are we doing here? All right. Well, look, folks, go ahead, head on over to That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Holy crap. Like and subscribe over there, trying to grow Chris's channel. Hop on over to Mass 3 Productions on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, trying to help Mike grow. And then while you're at it, do the same thing here. 229 is what our current subscriber count is, and I'd like to see that keep climbing. And without any further ado, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for taking time out of your evenings to come on and talk Texans ball.
Always.
Go Texans.
Sure.
Be good people.
Go Texans.